Welcome back. Thanks for being here. We have a great guest today. Her name is Mara, and a few things have happened to her along the way. But before we get too deep into that, I'm Kara from the Bridging Institute, and want to welcome all the new subscribers. Thanks for being here. And just for those of you who are wondering, what are we doing? We are looking at what is causing pain or difficulty with balance and movement, and solving the mystery by looking at what's happened to you in the past. How do all the little micro movements of your body flow and transition, which you'll see as we get into it. And then to put you back together, we're using the bridging technique, which I developed, and we're resetting how your muscles are coordinating with each other. So given that, let's dive in. So this is Mara, and she had things happen to her quite a few years ago. There's kind of three of note. With your ankle.
Foot surgery.
Yep. So not just one.
Yeah, 3 foot surgeries.
3 foot surgeries.
On the left foot.
And she was off, not weight bearing for how many weeks?
About 4 weeks, non-weight bearing, and then like partial weight bearing for a
So
while.
I had to learn how to walk and move around differently for quite a while. And then fell down the stairs.
Yep. Broke my tailbone.
Okay.
Fun.
Did anybody do anything for that?
They did not do anything for that.
Okay.
And then broke it again during childbirth, and there was some physical therapy and stuff that I've done back then and years since.
Yeah. And so those are injuries and a surgery. There's one more surgery. It's a C-section.
Yeah, the C-section.
So we like to think of that as just childbirth, but it's major surgery. And then, so what is it about your day-to-day now that would be kind of nice if we could solve it?
My hips or pelvis is uneven. My legs often have to be popped into place to decrease any pain that I might have when I wake up in the morning. So it's almost like they come loose. And cause some sciatica and pain.
So, but you have your own little routine of how
I do.
you. Okay. I do. All right. We might have to have her show that to us. So anyway, so we'll do some quick assessing and see what the landscape looks like. If it's a hip issue or if it's the ankle, just kind of see what's actually presenting itself. There may be something from the C-section. So we're going to have you stand up. So this is there's 3 parts to what we're doing. One is assess, one is analyze, and the third is to reset.
Okay.
So just stand. I'm going to just gently hold at your shoulders. And I'm going to move her a few different directions because we need to be stable, but also move. Okay, so to the right is actually really flowy and easy. To the left you move, but it's okay. You're trying to do it now.
Okay.
It doesn't. You don't. So that I can tell there is something because of that left ankle or foot. I'm going to turn you. Don't help.
Okay.
Everybody wants to help.
I know. I have to close my eyes to shut it off.
Okay. So I think you're helping a little bit, or maybe your body's just conditioned to having to make it happen because you get there, but then it's like your body doesn't realize it needs to go back. And then let's see about forward and back. Wow. So it's not bad. It could be a little bit more of where your body stops you from going too far back so that you don't fall over. Sit. Let's see what happens with just your core.
Okay.
That is not related to your foot.
Okay.
So same thing, side. Oh, that's a hard no. Wow, you don't go, but you easily go to the right. So that could be C-section because often we'll find that one side of the scar, how they sewed it back up, is tighter than the other.
And I think I told you my left side is like a little shorter than my right.
Okay, turning, that is not smooth at all, and that one doesn't go as far. Forward and back, and that's okay. Lay down on your back. There's this. And we're just going to check. Quick check with legs. I'm just going to lift each one. Don't help.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Your right is...
If I don't help,
It is like a log. And so is your left. Okay. Well, they match. So if some of you have been with us for a while, symmetry actually counts, even if it's not good symmetry, or not the best symmetry. So does your leg turn? And that is a hard no, but neither does that one. So just now, would you say your hips are locked or are they in place?
No, I put them in place this morning when I woke up.
Okay. That's interesting. So they're in place, but nothing's moving on its own. That means you have to make it happen. Okay, let's just see if she's moving above that hip joint. Well, you sure are. There, it's very nice. And then just, she doesn't have anything going on with her shoulders, but I just want to check just to make sure. So I'm just going to wiggle. Very nice. And this one. Very nice. I'm going to scoop underneath shoulders and just make sure that you're moving up here. Yes, you are. Very good. Bring your knees up and hold on to them like you're in a little ball. And, oh, that is so interesting. Just doing that, your whole core gets locked up. So we may have to try a couple options to see what opens things up. Okay, I'm holding arm and leg. We call this our bug roll. I'm going to try to roll you toward me, but I'm not going to force it. Yeah, you're like, I can feel some motion from your shoulder, but down here, not. Let's see what happens with the other side. And so same thing. Okay, this is different. It's hard for me to even want, it doesn't feel like it even wants to connect into your hip and pelvis. So that is not quite as good. So we have a few choices to check to see what makes the difference. So we can support the scar from the C-section, because we've done other episodes before with C-section scars, and it does make a big difference. But we can test it by supporting it and seeing if the things that are stuck open up. Yeah. So let's, a little peanut ball, nice and soft. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put that about here. Okay. So let's see if that lets one or both legs move. No. And no. So that is probably not the answer. The surgery, do you still have scars here?
Yes, I have 3 scars on my left
see.
foot. No, they're all down here. Here, here, and here.
Okay.
Yep. Do you want the sock back on?
You can put that back
Sorry.
It's all good. Great. Okay, so I'm going to use both of these and we call it a little peanut sandwich. So it's not a lot of compression, but it probably doesn't feel like a lot to you.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so let's see if that opens up. Well, how about that?
Yeah, it moves more,
Does it
right?
do this? Oh, it opens this one too. That's almost a surprise to me, but not.
How significant the left foot is affecting my movement.
Let's see if it makes this one lighter. Oh, it sure does.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so.
That's crazy just by doing that?
I'm going to hold this and lift. It's a harder lift, but, oh yeah, and it does. Okay. So when you had this immobilized, was your, like, after the surgery, did you have to keep your knee bent most of the time? Or straight leg?
It was bent. It was bent quite a bit.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to support your whole leg. Just on an angle. There we go. And we're going to do some work here and get your ankle and your foot so that they can play together on a more regular basis. And then recheck and see if that just opens up and lets your core recenter as well. So yeah, I have to tell you, I'm actually a little surprised. So it goes to show you in the audience, you never know what really is the effects of something are. That's why we check. So I'm just going to use both of these and let's see. So it bends, but this is something I will find with knee surgeries more often than foot. But when I push up, there ought to be movement here from your patellar tendon and then to the quad, because that whole chain link connects. Movement here, but it's not connecting here. So that may be another piece of it. So let's see if we can wake both ends up, because it's not really from your, this is not a foot issue, it's an ankle talking, but ankle was disturbed enough because of the surgeries. Yeah. There. So what do you like to do for exercise?
Yoga, stretching, strengthening.
So not a whole lot of
walking.
Oh,
I
walking.
used to love to walk more, but the foot surgery definitely got in the way of that.
Well, maybe you can get back
Right.
to it.
I still
Oh,
do walk
there.
a significant amount.
It's starting to come along. So the thing is, we don't know, is it the original I know you would, she had told me this beforehand. It wasn't an injury per se, but it ended up being a bone that was impacted from some modern
I
dancing.
did a modern dance class, and I got a stress fracture that never healed and then broke apart.
So circulation to the feet can be important for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is holding above and below the first toe to the second toe and just trying to get from top to bottom some talking through there, because it's sort of like somebody disconnected it. And so you can see that and you can feel I'm wiggling on the top. I feel nothing on the bottom.
Well, there was a foot surgery on the bottom too. Yeah.
So, it's close. So from a physics perspective, we want ripples of movement, and because in here, this is where the ripple needs to start. And there. Oh, there, it's starting to move in other ways. So what's interesting is we have these 5 bones that go through the middle of our foot called metatarsals. And we think of them as just going up and down with our foot. The individual bones actually need to rotate a little bit because that absorbs a lot of the shock from as we hit the ground. And that was sort of locked out with these.
I'm not surprised.
So it's almost like rolling Play-Doh. All those preschool skills, they do come in handy. Let's see. Okay, I'm on top and bottom, and I can start to feel that through. Can you tell anything?
Yes, I feel like I don't know, more looseness in there.
Actually, I want you. Are you going to feel a warmth? Because
it does feel warm.
It's opening the whole thing because the blood vessels run between those areas. So if they're not moving,
it absolutely.
It's
feels
hard
warm.
for circulation to get. So that's gonna.
Well, one of the surgeries was because there was not enough blood going to the toe.
Wow. Okay, let me get this between the second and the third, just so that it wasn't damaged by the dancing, but it may have been upset from not being used.
Right.
And 4th and 5th, 3rd and 4th, and
I was definitely in a boot for a couple of the surgeries, the subsequent ones. I know you asked about that.
Yeah. Oh, look, some toes are bending better, and the top of your foot and the bottom of your foot as a whole is starting to flow, and it's like a wave.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think you realized how tight your foot has been for all these years. All right, so let's see if we can get this to start working with your knee. There we go. She's wearing black, and it's maybe a little bit hard to tell, but what I'm doing is kind of holding around the whole lower part of her knee and then her foot, and just trying to get these, guiding the 2 ends to match up so that, there it goes, when I push here, that it actually flows through. There you go. Yay.
Wow.
Let's shake this up a little bit and hope that hip can,
And I'm not helping you.
No. Okay, so there is a little bit with the hip that could be better, but it's moving.
Oh, way better.
Yeah. All right, let's just check and give this one a freshen up. So same idea. I have a feeling it works just fine, but we just want them working the same. There we go. Body likes to be the same, even if it is lowering itself to the least of.
That's interesting.
There. Okay, so we're going to try both of these. I'm going to put this underneath both your knees.
Okay.
And let's just check something at the foot. They seem about as bouncy. Okay, because I did so much through the middle of your foot, we're just going to give this one a little wake up. There. Because who knows how perfect they were to
I know
start with.
the outside of this one hurts because I think
You compensate.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, there, that's pretty similar. And there, they just,
Wow.
look how they bend and straighten. It's super easy.
So different.
I'm barely holding at your toes.
Uh-huh.
Then your toes just relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
so let's see if we can move all of you now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the hardest side that
Okay.
didn't want to budge before. Ta-da.
Mm-hmm.
So I can feel a little restriction through the middle.
Uh-huh.
Let's see about this one. This one's a little bit more flowy.
Uh-huh.
So we will use drop. There you go. Trying to help. It's okay.
I know I'm trying to close my eyes so I don't.
There we go. So sometimes the compensations on the good side end up blocking something on the other side. So that's why we'll work usually with the side that is better. Although for here, why I started there was to just put back what had been disturbed from the surgeries.
Yeah.
So let's check the side again and see if it's a little smoother. Drop your leg. There you go. Oh, yeah. That matches pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Sit back up.
Okay.
And then swing around and let's see if you're moving better. So before you couldn't go to the left. Now you can.
Yep.
And you actually go
It's
to
so
the
much-
right with much more control.
Yes.
And there's just this bouncy back and
Yes.
forth. And then turning. Again, okay. So when you were standing, it's like you didn't know you were helping, but you'd like turn and then it would stop.
Yeah.
Look at the smoothness and
Right.
the return. Like
Yes.
I
It
can
just
let
feels-
go and you're just
right,
like an
bouncy.
automated, yeah.
Yep.
So stand up and let's see.
Wow.
And here we go. So
I'm closing my eyes.
yeah, it's okay. Side to side. Feel how easy and smooth that is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then the turns. Wow.
Oh my gosh. What
Yeah.
a difference.
And then I'm just going to push from the back.
Uh-huh.
But look how smooth. Like, I'm not worried about you falling backwards anymore.
No.
Which is what it was earlier.
Right. Felt like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Have a sit. Well,
Okay.
Guys, that was awesome. Give Mara a thumbs up. Hit that like button. So just a quick recap. She's had stuff with hips where she feels like she has to put them back in, but actually nothing was moving. And by my guess, it would have been the C-section scar, but that didn't seem to unlock any of the movement. Supporting where the surgeries had been on the foot actually did. So we kind of got that foot, all those tiny little muscles in the foot to wake up and start working together and then connect that back in with the rest of her leg and then make sure that they are both the same. And there you go.
love it.
Balance is better, everything's smoother. And yeah, so even just sitting, your work, you sit quite a bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
So she should be able to enjoy walking more, but also have an easier time during her day at work. That's the recap. For those of you who are interested, you can volunteer to come and be a guest like Mara, or you can have your own session. We also do virtual sessions as well. We're located north of Chicago in Northbrook, Illinois. And for those of you who may be professionals, we do teach the bridging techniques. So I'll check the website for next upcoming opportunities on that. Hit that subscribe so that you can get notice of all these cool episodes as they become available. We'll see you soon.